Winnie the Pooh Chapter 4 Eeyore wagi nageton e wizawanak mina Pooh makuk goat. Eeyore lost a tail and Pooh found one. So that nagaton is the verb to lose something. So wagi, he did, nagaton, lose it, and then zawanak is tail, wizawanak is his tail. Mina Pooh and Pooh makuk goat found one. Makuk here is, sometimes makuk is like a box if it's a noun, but this is actually a verb. It's the verb makan, the verb to find something. And in the third person conjunct, it goes to makuk, so he found one. Eor nishike gabwe mizan kiwin imtukwa kik. So nishike has to do with being alone. If you say nishikauze, he or she is alone. Nishike wadze would be like someone who lives alone, like a hermit. So that shike. And then gabwe indicates standing, either gabwe or gabo, and sometimes even nibwe or nibo indicates standing. Mizan is like a thorn or a thistle, and then kiwin is a piece of land, kiwin, and then tukwa kik is the forest. So the whole thing would be, Eeyore was standing alone in a patch of thorn, in a patch of thistles there in the forest. Eeyore nshike gabwe mizan kiwin im tukwa kik. And then Pakeaguan is to the side, so like off to the side. Anytime you see an iguan or a yiguan, it usually indicates some kind of certain way or a direction, like namiguan underneath, quejuguan on top, pakeaguan to the side. Nangodigan wigi ninmetso. So nangodigan means sometimes, and then wigi would be he did. Ninmetso is think to himself. Ninma is the verb to think. Ninmetso is to think to oneself. So wigi ninmetso. Nijawi. Why? Now this nijawi is just an expression that you can use inside of sentences, or if somebody said, hey, we're going to do this. Nijawi. Why? When you're actually asking like, why did you do it? It's a little different. It's nijawetch or nijagauja. Wegwindek. Whatever. Wegwindek. And that can be whatever or whomever. It just kind of indicates a sense of doubt. Wegwindek. Ilpi is when, and then Pooh bia bamose. So Pooh came to be walking, came walking. Bia is the verb to come, but it also can be used as a preverb to attach the front of a verb to say he's coming. Bamose means to walk. So Pooh came walking. Pooh gia bamose. Eeyore kietnam chiwin mo bonenduk bagaji. So Eeyore, kietnam is really or intensely. Chiwin mo, he was happy. That bone indicates stopping doing something. Nindan is the verb to think. And then ninduk is the third person conjunct form to mean. So he stopped thinking. Bagaji a little bit. So, Eeyore was real happy to stop thinking for a little bit. He was overthinking things. Eeyore kietnan chiwin mo bon ninduk bagaji. Eeyore wagi wa webzo I wishtagwan ayajok. So Eeyore was swinging his head back and forth. That webzo means to kind of swing back and forth. You could be talking about like a dog's tail. You could be talking about like swinging like on a swing at the park or even a porch swing. Webzo. You could even be talking about like maybe the grass kind of swinging back and forth like in the wind, kind of swaying. And then wishtagwan is his head. Shtagwan by itself is head, but most body parts, they have to be possessed. It has to be somebody's head. So wishtagwan, his head. Nishtagwan, my head. Ayajok. Ayajok is back and forth. Ayajok. Chonamano yesi. I don't feel good. Chonamano yesi. There's lots of ways to say you don't feel good. You could say dak noga, I'm sick, or different ways, but cho is the no. And then the C at the end also indicates it's a negative statement. Namanoye means I'm doing okay. So cho namanoye, see, I don't feel good. Scan, geez or dang. Nagisa nendum. I am sorry. Nagisa nendum. Isa Eeyore gi nibwe. So Eeyore, he was standing, gi nibwe. Egi natagabdan. Jim chesuk. That natagze is to be sad. That's like the verb to be sad. That ob part there indicates sight, like wabdan is to see something, nabdan is to look at something in a certain way. So natagabdan would be to look at things in a sad way. So he was standing there looking sadly, ji there, chesuk at the floor. Mina and Pooh would giotaskan godak. And Pooh, giota means to kind of go around. And then that ashkan means you're doing it with your body or your feet. So Pooh, it kind of went around him, like kind of went around him physically, godak once. So he kind of walked around him one time. And he said, what? Gizawanak. What's the matter? What's the matter with your tail? Or what happened to your tail? What happened with your tail? Gizawanak. Chotesnonji. It isn't there. Chotesnonji. That te means something's in a certain location. This is a VII verb, so it's in a certain location. When you say it's not in a location with these VII verbs, you add that S in there and then the known. The known is also can be used for a pluralization thing too. So chotesnonji there. Getene, really? Getene, gete means really. And then question ne. Weknijiji, what is there? Weknijiji, what is there? Chogago, nothing. Chogago. So gaggle by itself can indicate something. If you put a cho with it, it's a nothing, like chogago. But it also is used when we have those prohibitive commands where we're telling people don't do something, like gago mupto can, don't run, or gago kikto can, don't talk. In that sense, it kind of means more like don't. But so gago has a lot of different meanings. By itself, though, it means something. And then chogago, nothing. Ilja wigi gwekgabo. And then he turned around while standing. Ilja, and then wigi, he did. Gwek means to turn. That gabo indicates standing. So he turned while standing. Nigebshe, of course. Nigebshe, that's just kind of an agreement. Abdaki wajukdan goji. You had to have left it behind somewhere. Abdaki wajukdan goji. Wajukdan is the verb to leave something behind. The gi indicates the past. The first g indicates you. So, and then goji is somewhere. So you had to have left it behind somewhere. Abdaki wajukdan goji. And then wiye means somebody. Abdak again means have to. And then gamodan is the verb to steal it. The wagi he or she did. So wiye abdak wagi gamodan. Somebody had to have stolen it. Wiye abdak wagi gamodan. Ilja again is and then. Wagi naknage ewijitchket. And then he made a plan of what to do. Nakwanage is the verb to make a plan. You can also say gijindum, kind of come up with something. Egijitchket, that he could do. Jitchke is the verb to do something. The T is in the third person, he or she form. Iljawagi naknage ewijitchket. Then he made a plan about what to do. Gizawanak nawimkan. I will find your tail. Gizawanak is your tail. I will. Nawim is the verb to find. So I'm going to find your tail. Gizawanak nawimkan. Pooh gijia. So Pooh went ewi makuk so that he could find wizawanak, his tail. Pooh gijia ewi makuk wizawanak. Pooh went so that he could find his tail. Mina gek pigi yukwaze, mina bukadet. And finally he was tired and hungry. Gekpi is finally. Yukwaze is he or she is tired. Mina bakade is the verb to be hungry. A lot of times we say mbukte, I'm hungry, or gabuktene, are you hungry? And it kind of moves over, but bakade is the verb itself. With the T means he or she is bakadet. Mina gishpen wiye ekenduk dajachkeak. So mina and gishpen if wiye, someone, ekenduk, he knew, dajachke wat yak, what they should do. Kokoko, Al wadada ji was Almish. So Al lived there in the chestnut tree. So they knew that Al was the one that would know what to do. And he lived there, wadada ji was Almish, in a chestnut tree. Gete wigwam neshja manowab managwit. So gete, in this sense, is more like old. It can mean really or old. Gete wigwam, old home, nestia, but minowab minagwa. It looked nice. It looked good. Kokoko mboakauze. Kokoko was wise. Mboaka, mboakawan is like wisdom. Mboakauze means he or she is wise. Nesh bakangago. But there's lots of different things. Or he was wise in lots of different things. Jash, a bunch. Bakan, different. Gago, stuff. There's that gago being, again, used as something. In this sense, stuff. Lots of different stuff. So, koko komboakauze. Jash bakan gago. Koko was wise in lots of different things. Cho would gishka wawijgesi. He wasn't able to read. So wawijge is just your VII verb, your basic word to read. You got that cho and that si, which indicates a negative statement. That little preverb on there, gishka, comes from the verb gishkaton, to be able, so to be able to do something or to try to do something. Gishka. So cho with a gishka wawijge si. Anake bawa gishka nebiaget. And he also wasn't able to read. Anake or, and then that bawa indicates a negative statement in that conjunct form. Nebiaget is the verb to write. Gishka able, so he also wasn't able to write. Anake bawa gishka nebiaget. Kokoko nijokmeshin moko nakikto. Al, help me. It's Pooh talking. It's the bear talking. Kokoko is your owl. Nijokmeshin is telling somebody, help me. Nijokmeshin. A lot of times that shin can indicate, if with a VTA verb, doing something to you. Nijokmeshin, help me. Wabmeshin, look at me. Biedweshin, bring me. So it's got that. But also shin sometimes can indicate, like on different verbs, like falling or lying down, like pukshin, he or she falls, or minoshin, he lies comfortably. And then kikto is a verb to talk. Nakikto, I'm talking, because he's coming from his perspective, Al, help me. This is Bear talking. Shquadam baknagadam get. So shquadam is door. Baknagade, it opened. Baknagadam get. So the door opened. Mina kokoko wagi wap nabdan zagich. And Al looked outside. Mina kokoko Al wagi nabdan, he looked in a certain way. Zagich, outside. Bojo Pooh, Nijanan gom. Hello, Pooh, how are you today? So Bojo, hello. Nijana, how are you? Gom today. Nishio katkamak mina nedetagus, terrible, and I am sad. Nishio katkamak is terrible. Mina nedetagus. Netagze is the verb to be sad, so netagus. Eor nikan wagi negaton I wizawanak. My friend Eor lost his tail. Eor Nikon, my friend, wagi negaton, he did lose, I wizawanak, his tail. Kada we demaune wujja makaman I wizawanak. Could you help me find where he? Could you tell me where I could find his tail? We demawa is the verb to find. That da indicates could you or should you. Kada we demau, could you? Question. Wedja is in a certain location, like the place or the location. Makaman, where I could find, and that makaman is from that verb makan, but it changes in the conjunct for I find, that wizawanak, his tail. Gadajachke oda. You should do this. Gadajachke oda. So he's giving him some advice. You should do this. Netem gadawi demawak shonya gishpin kakinjagewan. First, you should tell people or tell folks that there's a reward, there's money if they have information. So netem first, gadawi demawak, you should tell them shonya, money, gishpin kakinjagewan, if there'd be a reward. Gui nebia an I nebia gasawik kadomgat gui minamen jash shonya wiem kuki wizawanak o wie o eor. So gui nebia an, you will write a note. You will write something in nebiagas, a small note, and we kadom get, it'll say, we will give you gui minamen jash shonya. We'll give you a bunch of money to somebody makuk that finds I wizawanak o eor's tail. Nistaton, I understand. Ahaw, ilja gawi nebia amen oder nebia gas, mina godoyak nukmuk shna odem tukwakik. So a how is okay, and then ilja is and then gawi nebia amen. We will write this oder nebia gas, this note, mina and godoyak, and we will hang it. Godon is the verb to hang something. Godoyak, we will hang it in the conjunct. Nukmuk shna, nukmuk is here, there, everywhere. That shana is just kind of an emphatic. It adds kind of oomph to it. Also kind of helps it flow a little better. Odem tukwakik. This tukwakik forest, this place of trees. Bagaji amozispaquet. A little honey, a nake, or cho. No. Minegi kitcha konemo. And then he gave a big sigh. That konemo is a sigh. Mina wigi gishkaton bezidwat ni kokoyin ekadot. And he was trying to listen to what Al was talking about. So bisidwat is to listen to, kokoyin. In that sense, you're telling he's listening to him. And this is a storytelling mode. That's why it's marked with that yin on kokoko. Nestya kokoko wigi zamdone, but Al kept talking. Zamdone is too much mouth, big mouth. Mina gi yot, and then he used genwa kedwinen, long words. Mina ashkum genwa kedwinen, more and more long words. Ashkum is more and more, and that genwa means long, kedwinen words or phrases. Gekpi neapegi webtat. And finally he went back to the beginning, went back to where he started. Gekpi, finally, neap, back, egi webtat, where he had started. Mine egi kadot, and he said, Christopher Robin ga nebia uk oda nebia gas. Christopher Robin could write this note. That nebia on is the verb to write something. Nebia uk, he could write oda, this nebia gas, this little letter. Shquadimak wigi nebia on. He wrote one on the door, or he wrote on the door. Shquadimak, shquadim is door, shquadimak on the door, wigi nebia on, he did write. Ilja zagajasewuk, and so they went outside. Zagajase is the verb to go outside. The wuk here is they, so ilja zagajasewuk. So they went outside. Manowab managwit itetagen. Chone? It's good looking, isn't it? He's talking about his new doorbell. Pugi nistebe. Pu nis means kind of going downward. Debe is with your head, so he nodded. He went down with his head. Nistebe. Nemiquindan gago neshjaboa nenduk. And it reminds me of something, but I can't recall what. Miquindan is to remember it. Gago, something. Neshja, but that bawa indicates to not be able to. Ninduk, think about it. He couldn't think about it. Couldn't recall what it was. Nipi jaga debnagayin. Where did you get it? Where did you grab it from? Debnagayin. Mtukwa kik nagimkan. I found it in the forest. So Mtukwa kik is the forest. Nagi, I did makan, find it. Mtukwa kik nagimkan. Godam get kwejiguan. It was hanging on a get god, like a plant. Godam get means it was hanging. Kwejiguan means on top of. Get god, like a plant. Nagi giwe don mina. And I took it home. Giwe is the verb to go home. That don indicates something that you're taking. So nagi giwe don, I took it home. Mina and kokoko gi pitcha zhitchke. Al, you made a mistake. That pitcha inside there indicates accidentally doing something. Zhitchke is the verb to do something. So you accidentally do something. Gi is the past. The G is you. You accidentally did something. Kokoko gi pitcha zhitchke. Wie when nedwindan. Wie somebody when nedwindan wants it. When need ya? Who? Eeyore. Eeyore Nikan, my friend Eeyore. Wigi debandan. He was very fond of it. He really liked it or loved it. Wigi nabgostone. He was attached to it, literally, because the tail was actually physically on his body. Ise wigi kish kedni kedwinen. Egi abuk. So after he said those words, he unhooked it. Ise, so, wigi gish, after ked, he said, ni kedwinen, those words, egi abuk, he unhooked it. Aban is to unhook something. Mina wigi majidwan ni eorian. And then the verb majid was to take something to somebody. So then he took it to Eor, wigi majidwan ni eorian. And again, the reason it's marked with a ni and the yin on Eor is because he's the one that took it to Eeyore. Eeyore didn't take it to him. It's a storytelling thing to let you know who the action was upon. Ilpi Christopher Robin Gui and Wigi Zagakwe on Neapmina. Then when Christopher Robin nailed it back into where it should be, so Christopher Robin straight away to where that Zagakwe on is to nail something, Neap back, Mina again, Gui in right there where it's supposed to be. Eeyore bamupdot nukmukshanajim tukwakik. Eeyore went bounding here and there all over the forest. Bamupto is the verb to run. Bamupdot, he ran. Nukmukshana, here, there, everywhere. Ji, there in the tukwakik, the forest. Wagi will webzo e wizawanak meaning chiwinmot. That will webzo again is kind of swaying back and forth. He's zawanak, so he swayed his tail back and forth, meaning chiwinmot, happily. While he was happy, and chiwinmo is the verb to be happy. Chiwinmot, he was happy. Pooh abduk wigi kien giwe. So Pooh was abduk have to wigi kien giwe, hurry home. That kien has to do with hurrying. The giwe is going home. Ibagaji wistoin ekko bakadit. He had a little snack. He needed a little snack since he was hungry. Ekko bakadit. Mina wigi gizi donut apta debugin wika gingamot. And he wiped his mouth half an hour later and sang. Mina wigi gizi donut, and he wiped it up to debugging half an hour later, wika gingamot. And that's pretty much the end of this chapter. So in the end, I mean, you can see that even though Eeyore had lost his tail, Winnie the Pooh had helped him to find it. So that's hopefully by listening to this kind of breakout of the story. And it's not the entire story. I just picked certain sentences here and there that kind of made up the gist of what was going on in the story. So hopefully by listening to this and understanding a little bit of this, hopefully when you get back and you actually listen to the story itself all the way through chapter 4, it'll make your comprehension of it a little more easy for you to understand. Aha, Bama Aminu.